Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading for Saturday the 6th of October. I love the weekend, so very excited that I have a couple of days off work. Thank you very much for joining my channel. I'm really very appreciative of having you all on board. I know I keep saying it, but it needs to be said. God, cards are really active today. So, yes, thank you for joining my channel. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, I'd love to have you on board. Please come on board. The cards I'm going to use today are Alan Dugan's Witch's Tarot. And let's get cracking. Okay, first card out of the gate, very nice. You know, I'm looking at everything thinking it's all blurry and realise I don't have my glasses on. Duh. Okay, nice card to have out for the weekend. Something is coming to you here. I feel like a lot of you are going to get some sort of declaration this weekend, some sort of love offer. But there's definitely this feeling of coming together with someone. So the Two of Cups talks about soulmates. It talks about love. It's very funny because I got up this morning feeling it's a really strange time to have this happen because we are in Venus retrograde, and although I'm not an astrologer, I understand that this is a time that isn't good to start new relationships up because they're not always legitimate. So just be careful that you do watch for any red flags coming in with this offer, because I feel like you're going to get an offer this weekend. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups first up. Now, the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something that no longer serves you. Now, I've learned with this card, it's not always a permanent walking away. Sometimes it's a walking away to find yourself, to understand what you want. And I know that she's walking towards this moon, which means she's looking for more information. Now, there are 8 cups here, and she's off to look for the Two of Cups, which I find quite interesting because we've just had the Two of Cups. So it's possible that you've walked away from something to look for love. So you could have been in something that wasn't rewarding, but you're definitely walking towards something different now. I think the other thing I like with this first is the stars, because the star always talks about hope, and I like that. But the second thing that really resonates for me in this card today is the water. And I feel like you've had lots of emotion. So I don't know what you've been going through, but you're walking for something, walking away from something that's been quite turbulent in your life, because you still live in hope of this. Oh, I told you these cards are great. I have no idea. The universe just does this. So you say something and the next card is a reflection of that. So we're all picking up on the vibrations. But this looks like what you're walking away from, or what you've realised has happened, or what has just happened to you. So the Tower shows something crumbling. It's crumbling because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. So you could have walked away from a relationship that really isn't growing for you, or it could be that you've thought the relationship was something different to what it actually is. But you're walking away from something here. Now, again, as I do in the readings, this is very possible that this is all about a business or a work situation too. So even though the Two of Cups has come up in the beginning, it can be a family relationship, a work relationship, a business relationship. But whatever this is, you're walking away from it because something's crumbled down and you've realized that this situation is not serving you anymore. And I would say to a lot of you, this has changed your views, this has challenged who you are. It's really made you look deep inside yourself to see that what you're experiencing isn't something you want. Okay, and then I have the Knight of Swords. So it feels to me like you're off to tell someone a truth. So I put a new cloth on my table and it's not the most nicest thing really. It keeps creasing up, so maybe it's not the best thing to have. So the Knight of Swords is a knight that's coming in very, very quickly. It's an action knight, and he's coming in with his sword raised high, which means he's either going to come in with an apology or he's coming in with a message, and he's very fierce about this. He's determined. Look at his horse rearing here. So he's really on track to come into you here. Now, being that you've got the Eight of Cups from walking away from something, you've got love in the beginning and you've got the Tower here, this actually could be you going to tell someone. So perhaps something happened that it's knocked down your beliefs, and you're understanding now that you need to be the one to go in and tell someone how you're feeling and reveal a truth to them. Very possible. Because the tower could have made you realize that perhaps you haven't been seeing things the right way. So now it's you going in to do this. So either way, something is happening here where a message comes to you about love or an apology. Okay, so the next card out then is the Hermit. Now, this could be the other person's energy, because the Knight is actually coming towards the Tower here. So maybe you were told a truth that actually broke down things for you. Okay, now I'm seeing this a little differently because of the Hermit. You may have walked away from something, or you may be going to walk away from something because somebody's coming in to give you a truth that breaks down this tower and your belief system. Because this is the effect of that here. So it's almost like you go into this Hermit energy because you need to think about what's just happened. It's really rocked your world. So if someone's come to tell you they love you and you didn't expect that to come, or someone's come in with an apology that you weren't expecting, it could have made you or sent you into this place where you have to rethink how you've created your world from your beliefs. Okay, that's a very deep reading because it's going to send you into this Hermit, which means that you're going to take time out to take a really, really good look inside yourself. Now, I would imagine if this Tower's come about, you've already realised things that you've maybe built your world upon that actually weren't true or led you to believe or false beliefs, because you're walking away from something here and going into a Hermit energy. Okay, and then we have the World, end of a cycle. Okay, now this is starting to reflect a reading we had yesterday, and I feel like this is sort of something that's happening to a lot of people at the moment, and I feel it's happening in Venus retrograde time. So this is probably, if it doesn't happen in the next few days, it's definitely due to happen. The World talks about finishing out a cycle, closing out a cycle. It means that, you know, maybe you've been cycling in your life, you know, with your relationships, or, you know, how you do things, how you've learned, how you act, and you've always done it the same way and got the same result. And what's happening is this Tower's coming in here to say you need to do things differently from here on inwards because it's not serving you doing the way you're doing it. Very, very clear here. So you need to now review yourself in the Hermit to understand why you've always done things this way. So, for example, as a child, you might have been told that you would never be rich. And you may have always believed that because that's what you were told. But somebody comes in here to say, here's $1 million from an inheritance, and all of a sudden you're rich. So what people told you was not true. Now, that's a very loose example, and it will be very different for everybody. But I just want to let you know, those are the sort of things that the Tower breaks down. Those beliefs, the things we believe about ourselves. Nobody will ever love us. We're never going to have a good life. That sort of thing. All of a sudden, the world is conspiring, the universe is conspiring to help you think differently about situations. Now, for a lot of you, with the Two of Cups up front, this is about how you view your love relationships. The Emperor comes in next here. Now, what this says to me here is somehow through this is how you'll be. So it's almost like you reach this pinnacle of really being able to sit in your power, really understanding who you are in the world, and really understanding how great you can be, or you are. Because the Emperor talks of, you know, this sort of king of the kingdom, you know, he's the ruler of all things. He's powerful, he's influential, you know, he can be a father, he can be a mentor, he can be someone that you trust and you think is really, you know, the most pure person that you know. And this is what you're getting from this. So it's almost like this situation throws you into this new element of yourself that you did not know before. And this has come up in the center of the reading. So it's very important to let you know that this is the person you're becoming. It's like you're shedding your skin or breaking out of a shell. It's amazing. And look at you now, because now you know that everything's going to come to you. This has put you on a different path, and it's a path of abundance. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so excited. It's such a good reading. This has put you on a path of abundance here, because you're now waiting for ships to come in. You have all this new growth, all these new ideas, all these ways of thinking. You've discarded them. You're a brand new person here. You are the Emperor. So this is you looking forward towards the future. So there'll be a lot of you out there that have lived a lot of your life in the past, questioning the what ifs and whatever else, and never been able to look forward. And somehow this situation, it's like it will help you to really start looking forward and start looking at the path ahead rather than the path behind you. So there's a need for balance here, and this card does call for you to have balance. So you need to stay. I think this is going to be, for some people, quite traumatic. For others, it will just, it's going to really, as I said, rock your world. So there's a call for balance. There's also a call for choice on which way to move forward now, because now you're on a completely different path. You're feeling like a completely different person, and it hasn't changed who you are. Don't get me wrong. You are still the same person, but it's like you've shed yourself of all the negative energies that you've been carrying. It's pretty awesome. So now you have a choice on which way to go. And you also know how to speak your truth. You're now living in your truth. You are now being the person that you were born to be. So if things have worried you in the past, if you've had fears of talking back to people, speaking up for yourself, sticking up for yourself, having what you wanted, abundance is now yours, and you are now living in this truth of what you were meant to be when you were born. Oh my God, this is just amazing. And look at you planting seeds for the future now. So you definitely understand how you need to manifest now. You have absolutely got it in the bag. You will not miss out on anything again. You are moving towards abundance here. So for whoever this reading is for, if it resonates with you, it's an amazing reading. It's one of the best ones I've ever done. It just is so perfect. And the energy, it's like the energy is just bouncing off the cards in front of me. It's awesome. Awesome, people. So some of you are going to have a bit of a wake-up call, possibly this weekend. Oh my goodness, and the card we got out was Athena, and it says, it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Now I just bring you back to the fact that we had that Two of Cups in the beginning. So it may be well that you are going to move towards the true love that you always wanted, because now you are self-accepting, and now you're in a position to create that wonderful future. Thanks everyone.